Hello dear students of class 9th, welcome to economics class. I hope you are healthy and fine. Students, in this video, I shall be continuing with the third chapter of economics, that is poverty as a challenge. Students, in the previous video, I explained you about poverty as seen by social scientists, and in which I basically explained you about the indicators of poverty, in which I dealt in detail regarding social exclusion and vulnerability. Now students, in this video, I shall be explaining you about poverty line, which is our next topic. Now what is this poverty line? Is it a line that is drawn by us with the help of pencil or pen on paper? Is it that sort of line? Is it a physical line that is actually drawn by us? No, it is nothing of that sort. It is not a line that is drawn physically. Rather, it is a benchmark. It is a benchmark or it is a standard which defines poverty. So, poverty line is a benchmark or standard that defines poverty. Or you can say that poverty line is the minimum amount of money that is required for a person or a family to live on. That refers to poverty line. And you know, poverty line is a common method that is used to measure poverty, which is based on the income or consumption level. Now, how this is calculated? This you need to learn. Now, how this poverty line is done? First, let me explain you that. For example, it is considered that 200 is required for a person to live every day. Suppose this, I am just telling you an example. This is not, it's not 200. I am just telling you to explain. So 200 is defined that this is the level of poverty. The person who is earning more than 200 will be considered not poor, and the person who is earning less than 200 will be considered poor. So if you are earning rupees 300, then you will not be considered poor. You will be considered rich, but actually it is not rich, but it is just a minimum requirement for a person to live on, to live his it's just got that line. It's just a minimum requirement for a person or a family to live on. And if a person who is earning rupees 150 or 170 will be considered as poor. Why? Because that person is earning less than rupees 200. So I hope you understood that what is poverty line. This is basically an estimation that is done at how much a person requires to fulfill his or her necessities, basic necessities of life. That complete estimation is made and then poverty line is calculated. Now students, let me tell you that poverty line may vary with time and place. Now how it may vary with time and place? First, let me explain you regarding place. Let us compare two countries. First is our dear India and second is USA. In India, if a person is not owning his or her own car, that person will not be considered as poor. Definitely, if I am not having a car, that does not mean that I am poor. But in USA, if a person is not having car, the person is considered to be poor. So this is regarding place, that how it varies. Now let me tell you about time. For example, 100 years back, a person who was earning rupees 5,000 was considered rich. But now, if I talk about 2021, a person who is earning rupees 5,000 per month, will that person be considered as rich? No, that person will not be considered as rich. So that is why I told that this poverty line, it may vary with time as well as with place. I hope till here points are clear to everybody. Now students, let me tell you that how is poverty line estimated in India. So as you can see the topic, estimation of poverty line in India. See, in India what happens, whatever things are required for survival, they are first calculated, that what all we need, what all are the basic requirements that are needed by a person to survive, and those physical quantities are multiplied by their prices. For example, a minimum level of food is required, clothing, footwear is required, fuel and light is required, educational and medical requirements are also there. So these are the determinants for subsistence. These things are required for human beings, for us to survive. We need these things for survival. And you know, these physical quantities, they are multiplied by their prices in rupees, and then what we get, the amount that we get, is referred to as poverty line. That amount is considered as the minimum requirement, the minimum amount that is needed for the survival of human beings. And you know, this is considered as poverty line. We need clothes, we need footwear, we need slippers, we need medical care, we need educational facilities. So these things are required for our survival. So these physical quantities, they are multiplied by rupees, they are multiplied by their prices in rupees, and what we get, whatever amount we get, that is referred to as poverty line. So this way poverty is estimated in India. Now students, just now I told you that food requirements, they are multiplied, the physical quantities are multiplied by their prices in rupees. Now how can we estimate the food requirements? See, presently the formula for food requirement is estimated for the poverty line, that is based on the desired calorie requirement. Means whatever calories or whatever calorie is required for an individual, on that basis the estimation for food requirement is, or the food estimation is done. See, in rural areas as well as in urban areas, they are different. This you need to keep in mind, that what is the calorie requirement for rural as well as in urban area. Now let me talk about the rural area. See, in rural area 2400 calories per person per day is required. That means in a day a person needs 2400 calories in rural areas. And if I talk about the urban areas, then in urban areas a person needs 2100 calories per person per day. Now you must be thinking, why there is so much difference? In rural areas person needs 2400 calories and in urban areas a person needs 2100 calories per day. Because in rural areas the people have to do a lot of physical work, they have to do a lot of hard work. Now you will say that in urban areas don't we do any kind of hard work? Definitely we do hard work, but physical hard work is more in rural areas. Why? Because even today majority of population in rural areas, they are engaged in agriculture that requires a lot of hard work, a lot of physical work. So that is why, since more physical work is required, so they need more calories. So that is why there is a difference in calories in rural as well as in urban areas. So this much calories are required for per person per day in both the cases. Now students, the monetary expenditure that is needed for buying these requirements, they are also defined according to 2011-2012, that how much money is required in order to buy or in order to have these much or these many calories. Now we will see that how much money is required in order to get these calories. See students, the poverty line for a person was fixed at rupees 816 per month for rural area and rupees 1000 per month for urban area. Now see, you must be thinking that in rural areas 2400 calories are required per person per day, and in urban areas 2100 calories are required. And in case of money, in urban areas the money required is more since the calorie requirement is less, and in case of rural area the calorie requirement is more and the monetary requirement is less. Why this is so? Because in rural areas things are cheaper as compared to urban areas. In rural areas one can easily, or the things are really very cheap, but in case of urban areas things are not so cheap. There are so many cases, for example storage, transportation and everything, and in that price gets increased. So that is why such difference you can see in case of rural and urban areas. So you need to remember these points. These are the facts that you need to remember. That means how much calories, what is the monetary expenditure for calories. So this you have to keep in mind. Now students, I'll explain you with context to family members, that means family wise data. Now students, let us see with regard to 5 members, a family having 5 members. So a family of 5 members living in rural areas and earning less than about 4080 rupees per month will be considered as below poverty line, which means that cut this line. This means a family in which 5 members are there and they are earning rupees 4080 rupees. If they are earning that much or above, they will be considered as above poverty line, and if they will be earning less than 4080 rupees per month, they will be considered as below poverty line. This is in case of rural areas. Now we will see about urban areas. See, in urban areas they would require a minimum of rupees 5000 per month to meet the basic requirements, because in urban areas the cost is more, so that is why more amount is needed in case of 5 members in the family. So in case of rural areas the amount is 4080 rupees, and in case of urban areas it is 5000 per month with regard to the family, that means the family wise data. So I hope the figures are clear to everybody. Now students, let me tell you that this poverty line, this is estimated periodically, and this is done basically done after every 5 years by conducting sample surveys. Now the question is, who conducts this sample survey regarding poverty line? Because after every 5 years it has to be changed, because prices are increasing. So that is why the figures have to be revised, they have to be changed as per the price. So let me tell you that this tedious work of estimating the poverty line is done by NSSO, that means National Sample Survey Organization. So this work of estimation of poverty line is done by National Sample Survey Organization. And let me tell you that the World children, that the World Bank, it makes uniform standards for the poverty line. That means uniformly it will be followed everywhere, and the amount is $1.9 per person per day. That means a person who is earning less than $1.9 per day will be referred to as below poverty line, and the person who is earning more than $1.9 per day will be considered as above poverty line. So I hope that this topic is clear to everybody, that is poverty line. Now students, in the next video I will be explaining you about poverty estimates. Till then, thank you so much, study well, stay safe and do take care of yourselves. I will meet you in the next video with the next topic. Thank you.